The Chinese Communist Party, or CCP regime's plan to construct a new embassy near the Tower of London in the United Kingdom has been halted due to opposition from the local parliamentary assembly. The local council stated that Beijing's proposed new embassy could increase the risks of terrorism, protests, and traffic congestion in the area. China first announced in 2018 that they had plans to build an embassy covering 700,000 square feet, or 65,000 square meters, on the former site of the Royal Mint to replace the current embassy near the residential area of Marylebone in London. The scale of the new embassy was estimated to be around 10 times larger than the current one, and would be the largest overseas diplomatic establishment built by the CCP in the UK. It would include offices, cultural exchange buildings, and 225 apartments, making it almost twice the size of the Chinese embassy in Washington, D.C., and more than 18% larger than the US embassy in London. The Guardian reported that the local government authority responsible for the area, the Tower Hamlets Borough Council in London, voted on February 10th to reject the planning permission. Objections to the plan included fears of possible terrorist attacks, such as bomb blasts, and that the site could be turned into a fortress and would be a terrorist target. Others raised concerns about local GP practices struggling, protests in their streets, and increased CCTV. Notably, the area around the Grade 2 listed site bought by the CCP has a sizable Muslim population, and there is some political hostility in Beijing due to the long-term suppression of Muslim Uyghurs in the Xinjiang region. According to reports, the local council stated that the CCP had until Thursday, August 10th, to appeal the decision to the UK government, but they had yet to do so. The Borough Council stated, "If the applicant wishes to appeal through the open inquiry process, they should inform us in their capacity as the local planning authority, but we have not received any communication from the applicant." Chinese officials appear to have decided that rather than appeal through the local Tower Hamlets planning process, where they have relatively little chance of success, they want the central government to intervene and give assurances that it will back a resubmitted application. The Chinese embassy in London stated, "The international obligation of the host country is to provide convenience and support for the construction of foreign diplomatic missions. We call on the United Kingdom to fulfill its relevant international obligations. The UK is increasingly concerned about Chinese investments in critical infrastructure sectors and allegations that the CCP attempts to influence British politicians and university researchers. 4 months ago, a Chinese individual supporting democracy protested and was pulled into the courtyard of the Chinese consulate in Manchester and was beaten up by Chinese consulate staff before being rescued by British police. Following the incident, the UK Foreign Secretary summoned the deputy Chinese ambassador to the UK and demanded an explanation from him.